Before moving on to the story, if you subscribe to the channel and like it, I will be very happy. Good listening. It was my second week in the new apartment, a modest place on the edge of the city, tucked away in a quiet neighborhood. I moved here to get a fresh start after the breakup. I needed space, time to think, and more than anything, I needed to be alone. Or at least, that's what I thought. My name's Claire, by the way. I'm 29, a graphic designer by day, and an insomniac by night. Life hasn't exactly gone according to plan, but I was learning to live with it. The apartment was small but cozy, with creaky wooden floors and old furniture that seemed to have been there for decades. The one thing I hadn't gotten used to, though, was the mirror. It was massive, an antique-looking thing with a dark wooden frame that hung in the hallway between the bathroom and my bedroom. I didn't even think twice about it when I moved in. It was just a mirror, right? But lately, it had started to make me uneasy. I catch myself glancing at it in passing, convinced for a split second that something was off, like a shadow moving just out of sight, or a flicker that didn't belong. At first, I shrugged it off. I was just tired, I told myself. Too much stress. But the whispers, that was something else. It started on a Sunday night. I was in the kitchen, reheating leftover pasta, when I heard it, faint like the softest breeze. At first, I thought it was the wind or maybe a draft from the old windows. But then I heard it again, clearer, like someone murmuring just behind me. "Who's there?" I called out, half laughing at how ridiculous I sounded. Of course, no one was there. I was alone, completely alone. Still, I walked down the narrow hallway, glancing into the empty rooms, feeling my heart pick up pace. Nothing, not a sound. But when I passed the mirror, I swear I saw something, a quick blur like someone had moved on the other side of the glass. I stopped and stared at my reflection, trying to steady my breathing. My dark hair was messy from a long day, and my eyes looked tired, almost hollow. The mirror reflected everything perfectly. The hallway, the dim light from the bathroom, and my own tense expression. Then, just as I was about to turn away, I heard it again, a whisper so quiet it almost felt like it was inside my head. "Claire!" My heart skipped a beat. I froze, staring at my reflection. "What the hell?" I muttered to myself, backing away from the mirror. As I stepped back, the whisper grew louder, more distinct. "Claire, don't leave." I spun around, convinced someone was behind me, but the hallway was empty. My heart was pounding in my chest now, my throat tight with fear. "This is crazy," I whispered. "I'm hearing things. It's just stress." But no matter how much I tried to rationalize it, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Something was in that mirror. Over the next few days, the whispers became more frequent. They would start late at night when I was lying in bed or walking down the hallway. Every time I heard them, they seemed to be coming from the direction of the mirror. One night, after a particularly long day at work, I decided to confront whatever was going on. I stood in front of the mirror, arms crossed, trying to keep my voice steady. "Okay," I said aloud. "If this is some kind of prank, it's not funny." The silence that followed was thick, almost suffocating. My reflection stared back at me, unblinking. Then, softly, a voice echoed from the glass. "It's not a prank." I jumped, my heart slamming into my ribs. "Who said that?" I demanded, my voice shaky. "Who's there?" The reflection didn't change. My face stared back at me, but the voice came from beyond the glass. "I'm here," it said, sounding closer now, as if it was right behind me. "I've always been here." I swallowed hard, forcing myself to stay still. "What do you want?" The voice was soft, almost pleading. "I need you to see." "See what?" "Look closer," the voice urged. "Look deeper into the mirror." Against my better judgment, I leaned in, my face just inches from the glass. My reflection stared back, but something was wrong. My eyes, there was something different about them. A shadow, a flicker of movement that wasn't me. I blinked, and for a split second, I swore I saw someone else's face staring back. A woman, pale and wide-eyed, her lips moving as though she was trying to speak. I stumbled back, my breath coming in sharp gasps. What the hell is going on? The voice didn't answer right away. Instead, the reflection began to shift. Slowly, the hallway and the mirror darkened. the edges of the glass warping and twisting like ripples in water. The woman's face appeared again, clearer this time, her eyes filled with fear. "I'm trapped," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You won't let me leave." I shook my head, trying to make sense of it. Who's keeping you here?" Her gaze darted behind me, as if she could see something I couldn't. "He's watching," she said, her voice barely audible now. "Please help me." I whipped around, but the hallway was empty. Nothing but the sound of my own rapid breathing. When I turned back to the mirror, the woman was gone. My reflection was back, but I felt no relief. The air around me was heavy, thick with the feeling of being watched. The whispers didn't stop after that night. They grew louder, more insistent, until I couldn't ignore them any longer. I avoided the mirror, draping a sheet over it to block the reflection, but the whispers still came. "Claire, help me." I tried everything, leaving the apartment, staying with friends, but the voice followed me. Always faint, always there, like a shadow in the back of my mind. One night, as I lay in bed, I heard it again, louder this time, more desperate. "He's here." I shot up, heart pounding, and stared into the darkness of my room. My breath came in shallow gasps, and the silence pressed in around me. Then, from the hallway, the sheet I had draped over the mirror slowly slid to the floor. I froze, my pulse roaring in my ears. A cold breeze swept through the room, and in the dim light, I saw it, the figure from the mirror, standing just beyond the doorway. The whispers returned, louder than ever, filling the room, filling my mind. "Claire!" But this time, it wasn't just the woman. This time, there was another voice. A deeper, darker voice. "I'm here."